Hey guys, Pete here. We got another knife review for you today. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. So as opposed to a new knife that I just picked up and I reviewed my first impressions, today we've got a knife that I've owned for a little bit over a year, and it's currently my favorite knife. It's my current grail knife. It's the best knife I have in my collection. It's the Benchmade 551 full-size Griptilian. A personal favorite of mine. I had been eyeballing it for years before I finally bought it, and I was not disappointed. It is everything I could have asked for and more. This knife is absolutely amazing. Before I start, drooling over it a little too much, let me give you some basic specs, guys. So the blade length is 3.45 inches. It's flat ground. Currently I've got a nice little mirror polished edge on there. Show that off a little bit. But it's flat ground. It's a drop point. The blade material is 154 cm. I have the satin finish version, though there are 2 or 3 different finishes you can get on there. Let's give you some close-ups real quick. Ooh, it's going to be hard with that glare, but you see Benchmade USA made. Way to go, Benchmade. 551. And then on the back, we've got Mel Pardue design, patent number, and the blade steel 154 cm. As you can see, it has dual ambidextrous thumb studs. It features the Axis lock, which is an amazing locking system. I'll fangirl about that in a little bit here. So as you can see, it's got stainless steel liners in there. The handle material is, I've heard it called glass-filled nylon. I've heard it called something called Noril GTX. As you can see, mine is black. Basically, it's just a very hard, very durable plastic material that's very lightweight and very sturdy. It has a reversible left or right-handed tip-up pocket clip. You cannot get tip-down carry, but personally I have no issue with that. Like I said, I've owned this knife for a while, so this is not the stock pocket clip. This is a deep carry pocket clip, still from Benchmade though. And basically the way it works is all you have to do is ask Benchmade. Call them up or email them, say, hey, I really like your deep carry pocket clips. I would like X amount of pocket clips for all my knives, and they'll send them to you free of charge. You won't even have to cover shipping within a day or two. They're an absolutely amazing service. You can see the Benchmade butterfly right there. This is an authentic clip, a little battered and worn, but like I said, this knife's a beater. It's a user. This is not bought to be a safe queen. I use this thing every single day. I use it on the job when I do construction. It's a workhorse. It does everything I ask it to and then some. So many things to talk about. Let's talk about the Axis lock first, shall we? It is an absolutely excellent system designed by Benchmade. One of the best locks, well, the best lock I've ever used, though I don't have experience with some of the other ones like the piston lock or the arc lock or the triad lock, but best system I've ever used. So it is very similar in design to the arc lock and the piston lock. Basically, the way it works is you've got this bar that extends through. It has ambidextrous studs on either side. You can deploy it with one hand or two. And basically the way it works is when you pull it out of the way, like so, the blade can then swing out freely, and then when you release it, it then locks the blade in place. Incredibly sturdy. I've never had an issue with it failing. It's under spring tension on either side by 2 Omega springs. Very sturdy. Nice back pressure, so you're not going to have an issue with it just falling open on you. I've pounded on this thing. I've batoned with this thing, which you shouldn't do, but I have, and it's still held up excellently and has never failed on me. I do have a little bit of blade play. That's for a couple of reasons. One, I abuse this thing, and two, I did recently completely tear it down for cleaning purposes, and I couldn't find my Loctite, so that pivot is not Loctited in yet, so that could have something to do with it as well. But more likely it's from the beating I give it. But even then, it's not a lot of blade play, not a lot at all. So this Axis lock is absolutely amazing. The blade itself is running on, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them, but it's running on phosphor bronze washers. So it's not a bearing knife, and yet it's still insanely smooth. Like, let's see, it's kind of hard to see, but it just falls. Look at that. Get rid of the lock and it just dunk, falls right in there. Absolutely excellent. You can see that Benchmade logo peeking through over the handles. I love that. Excellent fit and finish. I'll show you some centering on that for you. There you go. Not amazing, a little bit off, but pretty darn good. And again, that's after completely taking it apart and tearing it down. And something else that's nice is you can deploy the knife from the locking mechanism too, which is kind of unique to this style of lock. So basically all you do is whip it out whilst having the Axis lock in the back position, momentum carries it forward, and then just release, spring tension carries it into the locked position. Absolutely amazing system. The handles, you've got this nice texturing on that glass-filled nylon, that plastic there. You can see the little base for where you could have your pocket clip if you're carrying it left-handed. It has a tubed lanyard hole in there. I never put lanyards on my knives, but it is nice to have the option. And what I like personally is that because I don't, I like it when the hole is not obtrusive. It's not like a big eyesore. Obviously, if you had a lanyard in there, it would look just fine. But some knives, the lanyard hole just kind of gets in the way if you don't have a lanyard. It just looks out of place. But here, I think it flows through nicely, and it's, you know, it's not really obtrusive or anything. It carries through with the rest of the hardware fairly well. The handle's got some jimping, fairly aggressive jimping, and for a long distance as well. Carries all the way up through here. It's in the liners, it's in the handles, it's on the blade, on the thumb ramp. It's a nice little thumb ramp, very subtle. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not a very extreme thumb ramp, but it's more than enough to lock you in and let you kind of ride up on the blade a little bit. You can really get up there if you want to. The choil has the same thing, same deal. You've got jimping on the liners and on the handles themselves. Again, fairly aggressive, nothing crazy, but enough to lock you in. The back of the handle here is shaped so ergonomically to just kind of lock into your hand. It's great in any position, really. Ice pick or hammer, not an issue at all. I absolutely love this knife, guys. It is a true champion, a true workhorse for me. You know, a lot of people rave on and on about the Benchmade Griptilian, and I can finally understand why. I can tell you it's not just hype. It really does live up to the name. It does everything you ask it to and then some. It will do any cutting task that you should use a knife for, and even a couple that you shouldn't use a knife for. It really is excellent. That deep carry pocket clip covered pretty much the only issue that I had with the knife, which is that before I had this, basically right here is how much of the knife would stick out of your pocket. Now, that's how much sticks out of my pocket. That was my only issue, and that took care of that free of charge through Benchmade. So really, I mean, the customer service is excellent. I just can't say enough good things about the knife. Fit and finish is fantastic. If you look at the knife here, look at that beautiful curve from the end of the handle up to that blade there, and then back into the handle. It's so well thought out. The knife in every position has been thought of aesthetically. There's never a place where you're going to be like, oh, something's out of place here, or this doesn't make sense, or this doesn't work here. It's all just excellent. The blade steel 154 cm was an excellent choice by Benchmade. Higher end steel now, you're getting to some really good edge retention, good cutting abilities, and yet it's still not crazy difficult to sharpen. As you can see, I've got a mirror polished edge on here that, there we go. Was not that difficult to put on. I used my Lansky system. Maybe I'll have a video for you guys soon, a review of the system, and possibly even a sharpening tutorial. Excellent system, highly recommend it. Once you get the hang of it, necessary equipment costs you maybe $60, and you can get mirror polished edges on any knife you want. But that's enough about this. This is a review of the Griptilian here. Not even a review, really. Just me puffing it up because it's just an excellent knife. That satin finish is excellent. You've got the grind pattern of the blade perfectly perpendicular to the knife on the flats here, and then on the primary bevel as well, and on the swedge. Just makes for that excellent eye-catching look that just catches the light so perfectly at different angles. Oh, my camera's freaking out, doesn't even like it. But it's absolutely great, guys. There's not enough good things I can say about either Benchmade as a company or the Griptilian as a knife. They're probably my favorite company out there. The Griptilian is one of my favorite knives out there. You just can't beat it, guys. For quality, for the price, I want to say this knife is about $110, maybe a little bit less depending, but just over $100 generally. And it's great for that price. What you get is astounding. You're not going to have to spend $200 for a knife like this, though you'd think you would. And that makes me really happy. They have a lot of variety too. So I have the drop point. There's a modified drop point that's almost like a sheep's foot kind of shape. And they have a Tonto style blade as well. The handles, they are this plastic material, this glass-filled nylon, which works great. I don't know if I'd consider it like a super high-end material, but it's good for what it is. It's lightweight, it's sturdy, very rigid. But they do recently, I want to say their 2016 catalog came out just recently, and they have G10 versions of these, which are absolutely great. They look amazing. I really want to get one. I don't have the money right now, but maybe in the future that'll be my next purchase. They just look awesome. You can also buy aftermarket scales, not through Benchmade, obviously, but you can get G10, you can get carbon fiber, you can get micarta. I think I've even seen some moon glow, and they're all excellent, excellent handle scales that look great on the knife. You can see a little partial flow through here, but for the most part, it's all locked down, which I kind of like. It gives it a more sturdy feel for me. Just excellent, excellent knife. And like I said, currently there are a couple different models for the handles as well. Even just this glass-filled nylon handles, you can get them in a myriad of colors: red, blue, black, gray, OD tan, stuff like that. Absolutely amazing, the variety that you can get with this. There's really something for everyone. You really just can't beat it. I can't think of a single person out there who wouldn't like it if they got to use it. I know some die-hard Spyderco fans that wouldn't even look cross-eyed at a Griptilian. But trust me, if they carried it in their pocket, they'd learn to love it. It's an excellent, excellent knife. Can't say enough about it. So guys, definitely, if you get the chance to borrow a friend's or go out and buy your own, do it. They're great knives. Can't say enough good things about them. So that's pretty much it for this, guys. I'd like to possibly get some more reviews like this out there in the future for you, just to tell you how knives hold up over time, because as you all know, brand new knife out of the box might look great, but within a week it could fall apart on you. So maybe I'll try and get some more long-term use reviews for you guys. We'll see. Comment below. Let me know, do you want more reviews like this? Do you like the Benchmade? Do you like Benchmade brand? Do you like the Griptilian in particular? I love being in dialogue with you guys. I love knowing your thoughts on things. I like knowing what your opinions are on the knives that I'm reviewing. Let me know if you guys want me to change anything, if you want me to add anything. So yeah, till next time, guys. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.